right, we're live.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
I'm just
Can you
gonna
just check the stream, make sure that Facebook has us oriented the right way? Looks like they do. Do they?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna turn the sound up. So I'm gonna be on. We're just gonna take a few minutes just to wait to let people join, and then I do have my phone over here so that if you guys have any questions, because our camera obviously is a little bit farther back, so we want you guys to be able to see our table. Yeah, see, somebody already commented. I can see by the name it's Jen.
Hey, Jen. Thanks for joining us.
All right. I'm not going to be able to read comments right here.
You're not? Okay.
No. I can see... actually, I can, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Tanya's watching, too. Thank you, Tanya.
Hey,
Thank you, Jen.
All right, so we're just
Morning,
going to...
Elizabeth.
Okay, we're just gonna wait just a couple minutes and give people a chance to get on. Just I hope you guys can hear us okay.
Yeah. This is our first live in a while, so
yeah.
We may have some technical difficulties, but we're gonna start. This is something that's near and dear to Davey. Davey and I, we've been doing this for a few months now. Not every day as much as we'd like.
Well, this kind of started actually a couple years ago when we wanted to do some kind of daily ritual. And so we started with Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. You might have read the books. And we did that for a while. And then I was really inspired. Tracy and I were both really inspired by an article we read on the Traveling Witch website about doing this kind of more of like a magical practice in the morning. Mm-hmm. And so Tracy and I were inspired by that. And we decided to kind of make our own daily ritual where we kind of check in with the moon phase and the energies of the day and the season, and just give ourselves a chance to
start with a good intention.
Yeah, exactly.
So we start every single day connecting the different, like David said, the different elements, each different element we're bringing into the day. Hello. We bring each element into the day, and then it kind of helps. One, it makes it every single day is different. So it's not the same, because that's something we've kind of learned through doing the same ritual every single day. Eventually, when you're high up there, everything is great. But then when you're in a low, which, right now, a lot of us are all struggling. When you're in a low, you just tend to go through the motion. And then you realize, I'm just going through the motion. It's no longer helping.
Right. So once again, just if you guys are having any trouble hearing us, just post a comment, say something, and we'll be sure to speak up. So, a couple announcements first. Tracy and I are going to record a video, just kind of like an altar tour that's going to go into a little more in depth about the crystals and the tarot and oracle decks that we're going to use during this daily ritual.
Basically everything you see here on the table.
Right.
There's some things in the front that you can't see.
Right, so that if you wanted to do this yourself, just to get a little more info about, what deck this is and things like that. So I'm going to try to do that either today or tomorrow and have that uploaded so you guys can, if you have any specific questions.
Also, today for us, we are in upstate New York. It is a beautiful sunny day, so today is a fire day. So we'll be checking in with the fire energy, but that means that we will not be checking in with like the air energy, the water energy. So those are things that Davey will, in his table tour, he will kind of share that way. He said if you want to do your own, you can create you can gather the tools that you'd like.
Okay. So is that Bill?
Yes.
Hey,
Bill's
Bill.
watching.
How's
Hello,
it
Bill.
going? All right, so let's get started.
All right.
So the first thing that Tracy and I do is we light a candle, and this is actually, I don't know if you can see it. These are Reiki infused candles. I got Tracy for Christmas. There's one for each month, and each month has a theme.
Different theme.
April's theme is what?
Renewal. Which goes with a lot of the themes that we're going to touch base on.
So every day this month we're going to be lighting this Reiki infused renewal candle, and it has essential oils. I don't know off the top of my head which essential oils are in here. And then we strike a singing bowl.
So this is kind of the start. Normally we would also be playing Reiki music, but because we are live streaming this, we can't stream music. So we're we're going to have it silent, but if we were doing this ourselves, we would have a meditative music. So
this is a time where Tracy and I would take a few deep breaths and kind of center ourselves. I like to smudge with a little sage or cedar.
So if you want to just sit, take a few deep breaths with us.
You can use incense or essential oil.
This just helps to cleanse away whatever has happened this morning.
This is cedar. And Tracy and I like to share a couple things that we're grateful for. So we find that gratitude really shifts our energy. So feel free to post something that you're grateful for right now in a comment. One thing I'm grateful for is a nice sunny day today.
I am grateful for a couple of things. I'm also grateful for the beautiful day. I'm grateful that my son actually woke up at 6:15 this morning with me, and we actually went for a morning sunrise walk. We have a beautiful nature trail. I am so grateful that while we were in this quarantine, we have access to beautiful trails that I woke up on yesterday and today, and we were the only ones on the trail, so we have access to this beautiful nature, and my son enjoyed it with me. So.
And I got a day to sleep in, so that's awesome.
Yeah, which we all kind of need right now. So, like I said, take a few deep breaths, and you're welcome if you want to share in the comments one or two things that you're grateful for with as well.
So the first thing that Tracy and I do, or the next thing Tracy and I do for this Magick Morning ritual, is we check in with the moon phase and the moon energy. So you probably see right here, this is the Moonology Oracle deck. So we work with this through our moon practice, and every moon phase I flip through the cards to reveal the current moon phase. So the current moon phase today is the first quarter moon, and the sign it is in is a sign of Cancer. So the first quarter moon is a time of balance. It's that kind of half light, half dark, and it's also it's associated with decision making as well. And I see the first quarter moon, like the new moon is where you set an intention or make a wish that you work toward fulfilling for the full moon. And so that first quarter moon is that kind of halfway between the intent and the wish and the fulfillment. And so that's a time where obstacles might present themselves, or there's a little resistance or pushback, and it's asking you to, the first quarter moon is asking you to hold your resolve and make some decisions and harmonize your life so that you can streamline your progression forward. Now, the sign of Cancer is associated with feelings, with connecting with feelings, but also with domestic and home life. And for a lot of us, we're really connecting with the domestic and home life lately. And going back to that first quarter moon being the balance between light and dark, there are good things about being home all the time, and there are negative things about being home all the time. So
right now it's focusing on what is the good.
Things can feel off balance, especially when you're working from home, your partner's working from home, and you have kids that aren't in school. And then you feel a little cooped up and you can't go out and socialize. Everything is closed during this pandemic, and so it definitely can throw your life out of balance and make you feel like everything is chaotic. And Tracy and I definitely struggled with that in the first couple weeks, where our kid was home and we were trying to figure out how are we going to go through set up a routine in life and create some order. And so the first quarter moon is a really good time right now to try to work on and reflect on what that balance would look like. One of the things Tracy and I did that really helped us was we created a schedule. Like a really regimented schedule to try to balance and harmonize our time with
a realistic schedule. Is something that I created. We have two parts of the schedule. So one is the schedule that I created we have one for our son, one for my baby, and one for myself, and includes everybody's schedule with it. And it's realistic, so it has long time frames to fit small things in. And then the other part of that is a checklist that kind of flows with the schedule, but it's something our son is 6, and so for him, the schedule is arbitrary. He's like, whatever, but the checklist for him helps him be a part of this, and he checks everything off. So that's kind of how we're creating balance for our family, is that everybody has a piece that they can share.
Right. So a good thing to reflect on today would be, what's not working. And this is a big thing with this morning ritual that Tracy and I do, is we kind of check in with our life and how things are going right now, and we reflect on what we can do to improve things and harmonize. So the theme for today is going to be more harmonizing. So what a good question to ask yourself is, what can I do today to harmonize the energy of my home? If that means slightly decluttering or creating a schedule or just communicating your needs with the other people that are also quarantined in your home with you.
I'm just writing that question down so you guys can reflect on it.
So after reflecting on the moon phase, and this challenge from April 1st to April 7th that we're doing every day is going to take us from the first quarter moon to the full moon. And so we'll be shifting our moon focus a little bit as we progress to the full moon on April 7th, I believe. And then we're going to check in. The next thing we do is we check in with the season. So obviously it's spring. And spring is representative of rebirth and renewal. And interestingly enough, it also, you can, as far as moon phases, the first quarter moon is symbolic of spring. It's that kind of halfway point between summer, the full moon, and winter, the new moon. So those energies are aligned today. But also with that kind of half light, half dark that you think of during the spring equinox or the first quarter moon, you also, we're kind of dealing with those conflicting energies now with the pandemic going on, where we have this energy of spring and renewal and growth and abundance and wanting to come out of hibernation and go out into the world and enjoy life. And at the same time, we have this opposite energy kind of, telling us to withdraw and isolate ourselves. And so that energy is kind of disorienting right now, which is all the more reason why we need to really focus on creating some balance in our lives and doing some self-care, like this kind of ritual or whatever it is that you guys want to do. We do have an article on our website on 25 self-care rituals. So that's something that you can do to really kind of help with the disorientation of having this spring calling us to expand our life and the pandemic, which is forcing us to withdraw and shrink our life down. The next energy that we check in with is the weather energy. And like Tracy mentioned at the beginning of this, that it changes every day and depending on the weather. So on a sunny day, that's a fire day. So we're going to connect with the fire energy. And what we do is we light a candle to represent fire. This is a second candle, so this would be our fire candle. Typically, I would recommend, we're just using this white candle right now, but our next candle is going to be a yellow or a orange candle. And then we work with orange calcite, which represents creativity and joy. And citrine, this is just a rough citrine chunk that represents prosperity, abundance, and happiness. And there's a couple ways to work with these crystals, just holding them, keeping them with you, putting them out where you'll see them, and just kind of reminding you, if you go into the afternoon and you're getting caught up with negative headlines or just feeling the chaos of being home with everybody, you can look at these crystals and think, okay, how can I harmonize my life to bring more joy and creativity into my daily routine?
And that's how we use, when we say we work with the crystals, that's how we work with them. So
that.
Basically, right now, because it's fire, we put them on the table, and then we hold them, and then we reflect on that time. Things that, joy, abundance, in our life, and that's how and then we have them throughout the day on a fire day to stop, like David said, to stop and think of what we are abundant for.
Right. And then you'll see as we go through this week, on a rainy day, what we do for the water, to check in with water energy and air. So the other thing that Tracy and I do after we check in with the weather energy for today, we have an oracle deck. So on sunny days, when we connect with the energy, with the element of fire, we pull a card from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle deck by Jody Bergsma. And we have a different oracle deck for rain day and a different oracle deck for like a windy or cloudy day. But today we're going to pull a card from this animal oracle. Cards are a little big, so it's a little tricky shuffling. All right, so the card we chose today is Wolf. And I will read it to you. So Wolf, the keyword is Pathfinder. It says, release your past and start a new journey. You are the teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have love that endures. So this is a good card for today, especially when we're talking about balance. And balance and harmony doesn't come easy. It's a struggle. It's something that you have to work hard for and be vigilant to protect. And so today is a good day to kind of embrace that wolf energy of kind of getting your pack aligned to make sure that everybody gets what they need and get their needs met.
And that's one thing that we do with the schedule, is to make sure everybody gets their needs met. It's a big thing,
right?
As a family, including our son. And that's a big thing that we've learned too, is that he needs to be, even though he's only 6, it goes a lot better and harmonizes a lot better if he feels he's included, which is why we just have an easy checklist for him. It makes everybody feel as we're all working on this together. It's not something that, because he is struggling with not being in school as well. So we are all as a family working towards harmonizing together.
Right. And then the next thing that Tracy and I do in this ritual is we pull a tarot card. And the card I'm pulling for today is this is from the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. It is the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups represents kind of like a self-satisfaction or satisfied with what you have. Kind of, I see this card as representing contentment. One thought that popped into my head when I saw this card, this guy with his arms folded with all those cups behind him, was toilet paper hoarding. Yeah, that was the first thought that popped in my head when I saw that card. But really, we're going to focus on looking at all of these 3 cards together. This is really a reading that is showing that we need to put in the work to harmonize the good and the bad. And I have, with what's going on in the world right now, to appreciate what we have. Mm-hmm. And to try to keep our focus on the good things, even though, I think we've all kind of learned to not take things for granted now, since we've lost a lot of things that we used to be able to do and we can't. But also to be content with what you have right now. And even if it can, having everyone home all the time can drive you nuts, be grateful that, for what you do have. Right. And
do you want to turn them so that you can?
Yeah, no, I can see them on the screen. So overall, the theme for today is, and your goal for today, your task for today, is to journal and reflect on, and Tracy and I will do this too, journal and reflect on how you can create more joy and creativity into your day. How can you harmonize and balance the conflicting energies of spring and the light and the dark, the spring and the fall that we're experiencing right now, and take time for self-care and take time for yourself, because it's important right now. I mentioned when we announced this about journal prompts, and so, obviously that's a journal prompt right there. Think of 1 or 2 things that you can do today to create some balance in your life, whether that's creating a schedule or if it is just literally taking 20 minutes for yourself. Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do too is just focus on one thing you can write about is, how am I already abundant? If you feel like things have been taken away from you, you can you try to focus your energies on how am I abundant in my life right now. One other thing too is, when you're looking at the news headlines, if you're looking at these news headlines and they're very grim every day, there are a lot of good news coming out of this too. A lot of people that are helping, a lot of heartwarming stories, and people stepping up. Try to look for those kind of stories too. And I have noticed that, places like CNN, if you scroll down past all the really grim headlines, there are some good news that comes out of the pandemic. So try not to get so wrapped up on all the bad stuff happening, but make an effort to seek out some of the good things. Balance the intake of bad news with the intake of good news, and some positive action as well. And, maybe there's some small gesture that you can do in your community that might help others too. So that's pretty much it for the ritual for today.
We do have a little closing. I have it memorized, but do you have it?
You have to speak up.
I'm asking you, because we have a little closing.
Yeah.
We do more ritualistic. This is something that I learned during my Reiki that I've been doing. It's a Reiki prayer. We do it more of is just a way to close, because we have an opening with the singing bowl, and we check in with different things. So we have more of a closing. I just didn't. Dave doesn't have the.
We don't have the sheet in front of us, so we'll do that tomorrow. Like I said, that was the one thing I forgot to do. But anyways, we'll wrap.
I can't say it because I know it.
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead.
I'm just asking so you.
Okay.
I wanted, because you don't have it memorized.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is a little prayer that I do. It is not a prayer, but it's just a closing, just to kind of help again to balance. So it's for all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will be true. For all of today, I will be kind to myself and every living thing. To all of today, I will trust. And so this is something that we just say at the end. It just, again, it's one of those things to just focus your energy on being kind to yourself, being kind to others, being true to who you are.
And then the last thing we do, we just blow out the candles.
Individually.
And strike the singing bowl one last time.
With our stick.
With the card too. And we hope you guys enjoyed this. We hope that this was inspiring, or inspired you to maybe do some kind of morning ritual. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock Eastern. And
we are open to feedback on how you guys perceive this. This is definitely something. This is something that we do personally. So as we're not sharing it with the extra people, it's a little more personal. It flows a little more intimately. So definitely up to feedback on how you want to share with us. We did a lot more.
We're not used to leading this with a group of people.
Right, we did a lot more explaining than we usually do.
Right, exactly. So tomorrow we'll probably focus more on the ritual and things, but we wanted to make sure you guys could understand it, or understand what we're talking about and what we're doing here. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow every day from now through the 7th at 10 o'clock Eastern time, right here in our Facebook group. And
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys have a good morning. I hope you found this helpful and inspiring and insightful.
And we would love for you guys
this ritual's going to change every day.
Right. Share with us, again, your gratitude on this feed. I know a lot of you guys already did. And please do the journal prompt. I'll type it up for you guys. Journal about it if you guys want to share.
Also, Tracy created a 7-day green smoothie challenge with a recipe for every day for these 7 days. If you guys want to do a health challenge as well as this, just drinking a daily green smoothie, it's something that could also help support. Well, this helps Tracy and I support our emotional and spiritual health. Daily green smoothies help our physical health. So
Right.
Tracy's going to upload that or put a link to that in the comment to this video later this morning.
I will. It's a PDF. These are not complicated recipes. I know we were smoothie bloggers for 10 years and we use all kinds of ingredients. These are simple recipes. Our 6-year-old drinks them. They repeat a lot of ingredients, so you don't have to buy a ton of ingredients. They're very, very easy. Yeah, and it just helps us. When we find we need a recentering, the smoothies definitely, along with this, helps to create balance for us. So
look out for that, and I hope we'll see you guys tomorrow.
I have to get up and turn this off.
Right. Okay, see you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.